Sweet needs salt. The two flavors enhance each other. Just think about salt and caramel. And so that's why today we're going to meet up with Tyler over at Salt and Straw. He uses Jacobson salt in a number of his handmade ice creams.
Salt and ice cream is actually a really, really magical combination. Cream and sugar in and of itself have such complex flavors. And so a little bit of salt goes a long way in just amplifying all those flavors. But the cool thing with working with Ben is that we get to actually focus on what types of flavors the salt's also adding on top of that. And the simplicity of cream and sugar actually allow for those flavors to really showcase themselves.
Salt and Straw was the first customer to actually have our salt for sale on the shelf. And I'll remember that forever. They just were incredibly supportive from day one. And now they use our salt in their ice creams, and the ice creams that they make are incomparable.
So the ice cream that you're going to make for us today is one of your first flavors.
Yeah, one of the very first we ever invented. It uses two really special ingredients from here in Portland, and the flavor is so intense, it's beautiful. I have chocolate here. It's a Madagascar bean that is roasted here in Portland. We're gonna use this in two different ways because I want the flavor and texture of that chocolate to come through in really unique ways. The first is we're gonna make almost like a chocolate syrup. We're adding this hefty amount of Jacobson salt. It's gonna kind of wrap all of those flavors together. It's gonna amplify the chocolate flavor, but it's also gonna add a little bit of pleasant salinity to the back notes of the flavor. And we're gonna whisk that into just a really simple, clean ice cream base. So that's gonna be the base of our ice cream.
Okay.
And then the second is, as that's spinning, we're gonna melt this chocolate. We're gonna drizzle it into the top of the machine. And this is an old school ice cream making technique called freckling. It's not used very often because you can't do it in large manufacturing facilities. You can only do it in small machines that we just so happen to make. As we pour it into the ice cream, it hits that ice cream and freezes immediately. And it's getting shredded up, freckled into the ice cream by the blades of the machine.
Look at the texture, it's totally freezing.
So cool.
This is super cool. I'm gonna do this at home.
Now we need to try it.
Yes, that's the best part. Tyler.
Yeah.
That's yummy. Wow. I mean, I always gravitate toward chocolate ice cream. It's always my top pick, but I'm always a little bit disappointed because I don't get that super intense, rich, complex chocolate flavor, but that's what you totally get here. And with the freckling, the way that the chocolate is just like in teeny tiny shards, like totally interspersed throughout.
It melts immediately. Yeah, and the cool thing is between the salt and the chocolate, this is a flavor of chocolate that you've never tasted before in your life. I think most people are shocked. You know, it's like the first time you had wine other than Carlo Rossi. You know, you're like, what happened?
That is delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.